Look. There it is.
Just looking at a segment of Tyson Fury hitting the heavy bag in the new training camp. I know this was a couple weeks ago now. And I'm just really getting around to watching some of his training. We've heard the interviews. We've seen everything that Tyson Fury had to say, Javon Miller had to say, but I've actually seen him do some things, and to me, he looks slow. Tyson Fury looks slow. I don't know if it's just because it was 2 weeks ago. I don't know if it's because, maybe it was when this was filmed, it was like the last part of him hitting the punching bag, because he didn't look quick. He didn't look like his normal fast twitch, herky-jerky self. He was throwing a double jab, and then he was hooking off those double jabs. And they looked slow. They looked really slow, as though he was fatigued, perhaps overtrained. That could be a factor, because Tyson Fury, he does have a high work ethic, but he also has mental illness issues, okay? And he states how he deals with that. He trains, he trains 2 hours a day or something like that, or 2 times a day, just to equal out or balance out his chemical imbalance mentally or whatnot, as he explained in several interviews, that he needs the training daily to maintain the way he thinks and his mental illness challenges. I think of how Tyson Fury looked, and I think of the way he looked in the Otto Wallin fight. I remember the Otto Wallin fight. His punches were, it's almost like he was forcing his punches. It was almost like he was fighting Otto Wallin, the huge cuts, and himself all at the same time. It seemed like that to me. It seems like, okay, he was winning. So a lot of people say, oh, Otto Wallin beat Tyson Fury as a robbery. No, it was not. What made it interesting was the cut, or the cuts. But he won the fight. But as you've seen, he was throwing these type of punches. And he was throwing body punches. He was throwing a wide variety of punches, but they didn't seem like they were natural. It seems like something was wrong. Like I said, it looks like an overtrained fighter. When I think of overtrained fighters, I think of fighters like Chris Algieri overtrains, Obakar overtrains, those type of guys. And then when they stay in the gym that much for so long, Luis Ortiz overtrained. I think of those guys, and then if you need rest, you need your proper rest for this. Again, this was 2 weeks ago. I would like to see him, how he looks now hitting the punching bag, but it looked very, very slow. And the first thing I thought of when I did see him, I thought of, wow, if the jab is coming that slow, what's the counter to the jab? A right hand, who has one of the most powerful right hands in heavyweight boxing right now. Wilder, or at least he did, right? But I'm still guessing it's pretty hard, But, those are like things that I picked up in the new training camp video. I mean, again, it's not really new. It's a couple weeks old, but, it just, I don't know. He just didn't look quick. He didn't look like his fast self to me in this video. But again, maybe it's at the end of the session of him hitting the bag, because a lot of times you do get fatigued after throwing 200 or 300 punches in a couple minutes, right? Because he might have been, they might have been doing 3-minute intervals, in between, and that might have been the last part. Or then again, it could be a mind game. It could just be him throwing those punches like that, making people think that he's slow. People think that he's, lost it or whatever. The punches, but they do look forced. They look forced, similar to the Otto Wallin fight. But that's what I take from this session. You guys tell me what you think. I'll leave the link below. Let you guys check it out. Please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.